Hi, welcome back to the channel. Today we will be making a homemade raspberry ice cream using the Cuisinart 1.5 liter machine. As you can see, I've already pre-measured out all of my ingredients, but it's basically 6 ingredients and 4 short steps to have homemade raspberry ice cream in your freezer starting tonight. So let's get started. I'm going to go ahead and mix the raspberries into a large bowl, and then I'm just going to mash them up with my potato masher to make sure that my raspberries are nice and smooth. These raspberries came from my garden that I grew last year. I went ahead and froze them into containers so that I could use them throughout the winter. The next step of the recipe is to add the sugar, and I'm just gonna mash these up so they're nice and smooth. The next step is to add in the vanilla and the pinch of salt, so we're gonna go ahead and do that. And I'm just gonna whisk these up and mix it up a little bit. And then the last step is just to add the cream and the milk. So the first step is just to mix all of your ingredients, and you can use a blender if you want to make it super smooth, but I personally like a little bit of a chunkiness to the fruit in my ice cream, so I'm not going to blend it. I'm just going to mix it thoroughly. And then the next step is to refrigerate for several hours. Now that the ice cream mixture has been in the refrigerator for 4 or 5 hours, I'm going to go ahead and talk to you a little bit about the Cuisinart 1.5 liter ice cream maker. This is the base of the ice cream maker, and it has a motorized gear on it that will churn the ice cream. It's electric, obviously, and it has just an on and off switch. There isn't any additional levels or features on this machine. It's just very straightforward, just on and off. This is the freezer bowl, and as you can see, it has frost on it. I just keep this in the freezer all the time, and it just fits right on top of the gear. You'll see on the bottom side here, there's the gear mount, and it just fits inside here. And then this is the ice cream paddle that churns the ice cream, and it just fits inside the bowl like that. And then this is just the cover, and it just locks into place. So the next step is to take out the ice cream mixture out of the refrigerator, and I'm going to turn on the ice cream maker and then pour the ice cream mixture in here, and it will churn. It takes about 15-20 minutes, and then it'll be ready to be put into the freezer for another 2 hours to freeze solid. So let's get started on it. Okay, now I'm going to turn on the machine. So what you can see here is the actual freezer cooler is spinning. This part is staying fixed, as well as the paddle on the inside. All right, let's pour the ice cream mixture into the ice cream maker. So the ice cream mixture is now processing inside of the ice cream maker. It takes about 15-20 minutes. So let's come back in a few and we'll see what it looks like. It's been about 15 minutes, and you can see that the ice cream is beginning to expand to the point where it's going to probably spill over the top. So let's test it and see the consistency. That looks pretty frozen. Now that the ice cream has churned, let's go ahead and take it out of the freezer bucket and stick it into a freezer container. Well, it looks like it's nice and frozen. Looks pretty good. I may have mentioned earlier that these raspberries were grown in our garden last summer, and now that it's spring and the raspberries are beginning to grow back, the bushes at least, I figured I'd better start emptying out my freezer. So that was kind of the inspiration for making this particular ice cream today. But as I was making the ice cream, it reminded me of my dog Roxy, who's a black lab. And in my last video of the green jalapeno pepper jelly, she was in the last part of the video. And since that time, we have lost her, which makes me really sad, but making this ice cream today made me think of her. And she was blind, but somehow she still found her way to the raspberry bushes and could be found over there eating them off the bush. Anyway, this is sort of a nice memory for me to make this today and also share that with you. So this little container is the amount of ice cream that was made out of the 1.5 liter cooler or ice cream machine. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this in the freezer for about 2 hours, and that will solidify the ice cream for scooping. I've just taken the ice cream out of the freezer, and let's take a look and see what the consistency is like. So the ice cream is pretty creamy, and it's a little bit softer than I anticipated. I think having it overnight might be better as far as the consistency, but as you can see, the ice cream is still very firm. So here's the raspberry ice cream, and I'm going to put a little bit of raspberry preserves that I made from the leftover raspberries from the garden. And there we go. Well, I hope you enjoyed watching me make the raspberry ice cream with the Cuisinart 1.5 liter ice cream maker. If you've received one of these as a gift, or perhaps even for a wedding present, and it's just been sitting in the cabinet collecting dust, I encourage you to take it out and dust it off and give it a try. It certainly tastes a lot better than the store-bought ice cream. They just very simple ingredients, and I think you'll really enjoy it. So thanks for watching.